So there's a lot of talk in the goal setting world about smart goals. But then there's the other side of the world where we talk about BHAG goals, big, hairy, audacious goals. What should you do? Should you set BHAGs? Should you set smart goals? What should you do? You see, most people fail at goal achievement because they don't even understand what kind of goals to set. And this is the surest path to failing again and again at your goals because you're setting random goals, hoping that just the act of setting a random goal will help you achieve the goal. Setting the wrong kinds of goals is the surest way to get stuck and make no progress whatsoever, to get stuck and keep wondering, hey, can I hit this goal? Will I hit this goal? It doesn't happen because you don't even know if you're setting the right kind of goals. Now, let me explain the difference between BHAGs and SMART goals, and let me tell you what kind of goals you should set at current stage of your business or career or life. I'll give you the different dimensions to think about so that you can set the right kind of goals. Maybe BHAGs are the right ones for you. Maybe SMART goals are the right ones for you. I'll tell you exactly how to think about it, okay? So what is BHAG? BHAG is a big, hairy, audacious goal. Really big, really challenging, really difficult, okay? On the other hand, what is a SMART goal? As the world thinks about it, the SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, or time-bound. So as you can see, BHAG is big, hairy, audacious, challenging, difficult, while SMART is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant. So what kind of goals should you set? Let's dig a little deeper. You see, big, hairy, audacious goals are very challenging and we are unsure if we can hit them. They're scary big. Example of a BHAG is John F. Kennedy in his 1961 speech when he said, "We will land a man on the moon and bring him safely back to Earth." It was a BHAG, it was a big, hairy, audacious goal at the time because America at that time did not have the resources, the technology, the know-how to make it all work. So that's an example of a BHAG. On the other hand, are SMART goals. Now, SMART, as the world likes to talk about, is specific, measurable, actionable, or attainable, relevant, realistic, time-bound. Now, an example of a SMART goal, which is specific and measurable and relevant and actionable and time-bound, could be, I will weigh 150 pounds by the end of this month or something like that. Very specific, very measurable, possibly actionable and attainable. Sometimes it may not be attainable. It's not going to go from 300 pounds to 150 pounds, but if you're at 155 down to 150, definitely attainable and realistic, relevant, okay? And has a very specific time bound. So that's a SMART goal. Now, the challenge is, what kind of goals should we set? What kind of goals should we go for? Should we do BHAG or SMART? Well, the answer is both and more. Let me explain. In the long term, you want BHAGs. You want big, hairy, audacious goals. And these are more measured in years, sometimes even decades. Sometimes quarters and months, but most of the times the time frame is very long. The key is, because it's very difficult and challenging and you're not even sure how you'll make it happen, it is outside your comfort zone, so it'll require a lot more from you. On the other hand, for short term, we go for SMART goals. We break down the big, hairy, audacious goal, the BHAG, into what we can realistically achieve this week or today or tomorrow or even this month. So that's the other way to think about it. The key here for short term is it should be deterministic and realistic, because that allows us to build that confidence and momentum to continue to go after the BHAGs. The thing to think about is, the more SMART goals you achieve consistently, the more confidence you have in hitting bigger and bigger goals, the bigger your longer term goals can be. Now, the challenge is that long-term, like BHAGs can be really, really like almost to the point where they're scary big, while short-term SMART goals are just very boring and mundane. So there's something very challenging with both BHAG and SMART goals, as in there is no middle ground where actually both of them come alive and give you the best possible results. And that's why I designed smartest goals. These are medium-term goals. These are not long-term. These are not short-term either. And the way I think about it is SMART SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, not achievable, and relevant, not realistic, and time-bound. You see, it's important to make that distinction because I don't want to think that smartest goals are going to be easy. In fact, SMART in SMARTest stands for specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, time-bound. E stands for exciting. This is the kind of goal that gets you out of bed. You look forward to it. You are excited about what it will do for you. You're excited about the outcome. Then S is it summons your highest self because that goal is in alignment with your values, your mission, and your purpose. And T is testing. It tests you. It's sitting at the edge of your comfort zone. You're not entirely sure how you will get this goal because it's the edge of what you currently think is possible. It's going to stretch you. It's going to test you. It's going to challenge you. It's the edge, right? So that's how a smartest goal is. It's specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, time-bound, but at the same time, it's also exciting. It summons your highest self, and it is testing. SMARTEST. That's the kind of goals you need to set in the medium term. The ones that are pushing your boundary, the ones that are still challenging, but not so obviously challenging that you don't even know how to go about at all. So that's what's called smartest goals. Now, how do you think about this whole thing? You see, when you're thinking of long-term horizon, you want to think BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, extremely challenging, difficult, almost scary. You have to innovate. When it comes to BHAGs, you will be forced to innovate in order to get there. You probably need a revolution, not an evolution, to hit those goals. On the other hand, our medium-term time horizon goals, these are where you need your smartest goals because they will push you. You may not have a clear path to hitting that goal. They are at the edge of your comfort zone. They're exciting. They're testing. They're edge of what's possible for you. They force you to come up with newer ways of doing things. And then we have the short-term horizon, where you break down your smartest goals into much more deterministic and realistic SMART goals. Deterministic, you know very clearly, if I do this, this, and this, I will hit my goal, and it feels actionable and achievable. It feels safe. So I hope you can see the trend here. You know, the longer the time horizon, the bigger and more hairy and audacious your goal gets. Now, what you need to do is break down your goals, break down your BHAGs into smartest goals, and then break down the smartest goals into SMART goals. Think in time horizons. The longer the time horizon, the less confidence you have in something, the bigger and more challenging the goals can be. While the shorter the time horizon, the more deterministic your goals need to be, the more confident you need to be in attaining them. So thinking in terms of how challenging or difficult your goals are helps you get through this whole process. Because when your difficulty or challenge level is really like, there's no objective level to that. It's all a function of what you've achieved so far, what you know you can consistently achieve. So your job is to make your goals open and challenging in the longer term, difficult and exciting in the medium term, and deterministic and realistic in the very short term. So I hope you see the trend. Long term, it's BHAG. Medium term, smartest, pushing the limits. Short terms, smartest or SMART, edge of your comfort zone. And shortest term is deterministic SMART goals, right? Now, if you are serious about achieving your biggest goals this year, what I've shown you is just a snippet of what's possible when you really truly want to achieve big goals. When you want to achieve your big goals, I'm hosting a live masterclass where I'll teach you how to achieve the 3 keys to achieve more in the next 30 days than you did in the last 60 days without working a minute longer than usual. The key is without working a minute longer than usual, without working or improving on your habits, routines, rituals, willpower, mindset, working harder, working longer, productivity systems, law of attraction, any of that. None of that. So if you want to register for that live masterclass, it's 2000books.com/time. Now just imagine if you achieve more in the next 30 days than you did in the last 60 days, how empowered would you feel? And especially if you do this every month, you will accomplish more in the next 6 months than you did in the last 1 year. Now, accomplishing this year's goals in 6 months, what would that do for you? Would you take a long vacation? Would you try to double your goals? The possibilities are endless. So if you are serious about achieving big goals this year, head on over to 2000books.com/time and get into my masterclass so I can show you how to achieve your biggest goals and make quantum leaps of progress without working harder or longer, without improving your habits, routines, willpower, rituals, mindset, long hours, productivity systems, law of attraction, manifestation, all of that stuff. No. Head on over to 2000books.com/time and I will see you in there.